I don't know what this is doing. Okay, now it is. Oh wait, what's today? And Monday Night Football. Yes. Now tomorrow is what? No, tomorrow is when we wear our jerseys and our polos from victory from the previous day. And it's early release, right? You all know what time we get out of here? 4:15. 2 o'clock. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Today, 4:15, yes. But tomorrow, early release, 2 o'clock. So, yes. Go home early. Now, test tomorrow. Yeah. That's the quarterback for the other team. He was running in an open field with no one around him, and he just fell down like a loser. Like a loser. And tonight, I'll probably do that again. Yeah. Daniel Jones. Dan the Trash Can Jones. Oh, there was nothing there, just his own ineptitude. Yeah.
Maybe he had a cramp.
Or maybe he's just not good on a not good team.
Oh, he wasn't on the Cowboys.
Maybe he was like.
Right.
Yeah.
L. Hold that L. All right. Well, anyways, so what we're doing on the warm-up is going to help us on the part of the guided assignment we're going to do together. Okay. We're going to do it together. So okay. It is not. I know it's sad. Now, number one, write two inequalities. So all you're doing on the warm-up is writing the inequalities. This stuff, you either learned it all by yourself on Friday, or you are very focused right now so you can understand it, especially if you work in Whataburger. Okay, so everyone's focused over here? No phones, no headphones. We're going to write two inequalities for the following situation. Chris plans to sell her handmade crafts at a craft fair. Okay, she sells hats for $5 and wreaths for $10. She has space in her booth for at most 40 items and wants to make more than $300 selling her crafts. Now, usually you're going to define your term. So everybody, off to the side here, go ahead and put X equals and Y equals. So when we're reading this problem, it says Chris plans to sell her handmade crafts, blah, blah, blah. She sells hats. Let's just take that first thing to be X, okay? So X is the number of hats. And so what do you think Y is going to be? Wreaths, the other thing. Okay, so hats and wreaths. Now, here's where we have to do some work. We're going to make some inequalities. I want everyone looking over here. Can you tap her shoulder? Focus over here, please. Okay, let's make inequalities. It says the first thing, she has space in her booth for at most 40 items, okay? So when we talk about items, that's going to be our X and Y. So let's make an inequality. Ready? If I have X hats and I have Y wreaths and there's 40 at most, you would write it like this. Adding up your two items, X plus Y, okay, leave a space. We know it has to do with 40, but here's my question. What's going to go right here in this blank? We're doing inequalities, so it's not equals. It's going to be either one of those less than, greater than, or underlined. Now, let me refer you to the notes from Friday, okay? This is a very important little diagram. These phrases mean these symbols, okay? So let's go back to the warm-up. It says that she has at most 40 items. Now, put on your thinking cap. Your NFC East Championship, Division Championship hats. You're right, you can't. Just kidding. Hats are bad, don't do that. My hair look funny? Yeah. Anyways. Now, if it says at most 40, does that mean it can be above or below? What do you think? Right, if the most is 40, it can be below, which would mean less than. If the most is 40, then can it equal it? Yes. So less than or equal to. If you look at your little table here again, at most, see the second column? Less than or equal to. Okay? Stumbling over my words here. So that's my first inequality. Okay, you have those notes, right? If you weren't here Friday, I can get you a copy of them filled out over here, or it's on the Google Classroom, it's taped on the back wall, all that good stuff. Okay, that's my first inequality. Second inequality. We're going to start throwing money on this. So it says she wants to make more than 300 bucks. Okay, so what would I put in front of X to start turning it into money? What are hats worth in this situation? 5. So what do I put in front of X? 5. So next inequality, 5X plus, and what's the Y value? $10 for wreaths, so 10Y. Like like Fiesta, they wear them on their heads.
I've never seen over that.
Well, they're called, okay, I don't know what, some people call it something else, but they're flower wreaths. You know, the little flower things they put on their head, like, right? Crowns, wreaths, same thing. But a wreath, like Christmas time, around on your door. Okay, anyways. All right. Oh, you knew the whole time?
No, I just barely.
You're pulling my leg? You're pulling my leg? Wait a minute. My leg? My official Dallas Cowboy shoes with my official Dallas Cowboy socks? Oh, sorry. Yes, sir. I've never shown. No. None of that is true. And I don't own that genre of clothing, actually. Only exterior stuff. All right? No, apparently not. No. Everybody, it says we need to make more than 300, so I'm going to put 300. Now, if it says more than, what do you think the inequality would be? Greater than, okay? More than means greater than. Is it equal to, though? What do you think? If it only says more, then it cannot be equal. So that's how you're going to write your second inequality, right? That teacher might come. Okay, now, here's what we got to do. Actually, no, that's it for the warm-up. Now, that's going to help you fill in your guided practice with me here in a second. Does everyone have that warm-up written down? Okay. Again, if you were not here Friday or last week or something, you turned in last week's warm-ups, right? Put absent on the days you're absent, no problem.
No, that's me.
This one. What's wrong with this one? No, it doesn't. This eye.
All right, here we go.
No.
Yes?
Popping out though.
I hate you. What class did you in first grade? That was in my class. It's culinary?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right, everybody, we're going to do number 1 and 2 together. I know it's kind of small. It is what it is. Okay? Okay. Focus. Don't do that. Focus, please. So again, either you learn this perfectly on Friday or just now in the warm-up, but we didn't even finish it. So on the warm-up, this is the exact thing from your warm-up. So let's just fill this in. We already know X are hats. On these, no. Systems of inequalities are going to be 2 variables. So X is hats, Y is wreaths. Yeah, just fill this in the way the warm-up was. X plus Y, we said it was, what, at most 40 items. So less than or equal to 40. And 5X plus 10Y is more than, greater than 300. Now, what we've done in the past is we've solved each equation for y, and then we graphed it. You can do it that way, that's totally fine. Here's another way to do it, and it's with intercepts. So I'm going to show you this method, and you can have it on your notes, and you're going to be able to use it, right? So, is everyone with me? Focus over here. So, please do. Now, this first equation, I'm going to write it, and what you're going to do is you're going to find 2 intercepts, the x and the y. Here's how you do it. To find an x-intercept, you're going to plug in 0 for y. And to find a y-intercept, you're going to plug in a 0 for x. Okay? So here's how we do it. I'm going to write this equation, write kind of small. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is that's going to split into 2. I'm going to put a 0 here for x. So it's going to be 0 plus y less than or equal to 40. Now, if 0 is there, it goes away. 0 means nothing. Scratch it out. So really we have y is less than or equal to 40. And then I'm going to do the same thing where I put a 0 for y. So I'm going to put x plus 0 for y less than or equal to 40. The 0 goes away. And now I have x less than or equal to 40. Let me explain this again, especially if you're not looking at the board. Okay, you take your inequality, replace x with 0, solve it, replace y with 0, solve it. This gives you 2 intercepts, 2 points that you can connect. Okay, so on the y-axis, put a point at 40. So up and down, put a point right there at 40 with one of your colors. You might want to start with the colors now, if you got them. And then for your x, go ahead and put, with the same color, 40. These ones happen to match. Same color because you're going to make a line. Now, before you connect those with the line, we got to know what kind of line. Is it going to be dashed or solid? And are we going to shade above or below? So you tell me, looking at this inequality that's less than or equal to, is that going to be a solid or a dashed line? Underlined equals means solid. Okay. So use your ruler to make a solid line between those 2 points. You should grab your materials on the way in every day. Now, do we shade it above or below since it's a less than sign? Below. Okay, so, it doesn't have to be perfectly, just do your best here. All right, now we're going to do the same thing with the other equation. So take the 5x plus 10y greater than 300. And again, I'm going to split it into 2 columns. I'm going to plug in 0 for x first. So 5 instead of x, I'm going to put times 0 plus 10y is greater than 300. Do y'all know what 5 times 0 is? 0. Cross that out. Whenever you have something times 0, it eliminates. No. And then how do I get rid of the 10 in front of y? Divide. Anytime you're trying to get rid of a coefficient, you divide. So we divide by 10. Divide. Exactly. So what's 300 divided by 10? So y is greater than 30. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plug in 0 for y. So 5x plus 10 times 0 is greater than 300. I'm running out of room. No. Can y'all see that? Let me try again. 5x plus 10 times 0 is greater than 300. So what I'm doing is I'm plugging 0 for x to get the y-intercept, and I'm plugging in 0 for y to get the x-intercept, so I can get these 2 points and connect them. Anyways, so the 0, 10 times 0 is nothing, right? It cancels out. Now, bring down 5x greater than 300. How do I get rid of the 5 in front of x? How do I get rid of the 5 in front of x? Divide by 5, okay? It's a coefficient, just like last one. What's 300 divided by 5? 60, okay? Now, with your other color, we're going to put 30 at y, and then 60 for x. Got this down? So again, plug in 0 for x to get the y, plug in 0 for y to get the x. Before we graph it, let's find out what kind of line. So greater than is, like she said, dashed, okay? Greater than is not underlined, so go ahead and connect that with a dashed line. No. Dash. Yes. I'll think about it. Probably. No, but let's finish this problem first. So at least. But we're gonna do the second one. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so no. So are we gonna shade it above or below? Greater than is above. So go ahead and shade above. And please notice where it's gonna overlap. It's this tiny little sliver over here. Oh, I messed it up too. Oh, there we go. I keep pressing the delete button. What'd you say?
I'm not taking that. That's just me personally.
I'm offended. Now, all that work to answer this one question. Everybody, is it possible to sell 20 hats and 20 wreaths? So put a big solid dot at 2020. Of course. So 20 hats, 20 wreaths. 2020 is right there. I'm doing it in black on the font. Right there. Now, do y'all remember that the solution has to be in the double shaded area? So the question they're asking on number 5 is 20 on the X, 20 on the Y. Yep. So the question is it possible to sell 20 hats, 20 wreaths? So is that black dot in the double shaded area? It's on both lines.
It's on a dotted line.
So it can be on a solid line, but not a dashed line. So since that, for me, the blue line is dashed, it doesn't count. Okay, so this, it either has to be in the double shaded or on double solid lines or on one solid line. Okay. Double shaded?
Yeah.
So if they were asking you, you would change these numbers to get there. It would be like, what, 10, 26 or something. That would work. You know what I'm saying? So this is no, not in double shaded area. Okay, do y'all kind of get how to do that? Now, I know there's a ton of steps. Take the words, make inequalities, take the inequalities, get the intercepts, graph them, plot them, find the double shaded area, see if it's the solution. After all that. Okay. Now, we're not gonna beat this to death. I'm gonna show you another one, and I'm gonna call it we've covered it, because I want to hand you the review and let you have plenty of time with that. So, you ready to do number, 6 through 10? And the third one, you can do it for fun or don't do it at all. Okay, so ready? For the next one? Here we go. All right. It says, Sarah works as a math tutor. Go ahead and put X means math tutor. Math tutor hours, actually, because she's tutoring for money based on the hours. Math tutor hours. And then the second thing she does for money is babysitter hours. While we're at it, we can label our axes over here. So go ahead and put math tutor baby sit. Don't sit on a baby. Okay, so now number 7 is what we did on our warm-up. We need to turn these words into inequalities. So let's do that. It says she can work no more than 12 hours per week. So if I take my X and my Y and I add them up, it has to be no more than 12. So go ahead and put X plus Y. We know we're going to have 12. What does no more than mean? If it cannot be more than, it means less than. Can it be equal is the question. Yes, okay. Not more means equal or less. And if I go back to my notes, no more than on that on the second column, no more than is less than or equal. So it's also in your notes that I may let you use, right? Now, second equation, inequality, not an equation. It says she wants to make money, $75 at least. So what do I put in front of X? How much is she making for tutoring? Hold on. First sentence, how much is she making per tutoring hour? The very first sentence, when it says math tutor for $10 per hour. Thank you. So 10X. And then what's going to be in front of Y, my babysitter? 5Y. She wants to make at least 75 bucks, so I can put my 75. But what does at least mean? It can be more. If the least is 75, it can be more, but what about equal? Because that would be the least, okay? Going back to my notes, at least is the fourth column there, greater than or equal, right? So again, I took the words, I turned them into inequalities. Now, just like on the last one we did, I'm going to find both the X and Y intercepts so I can make some lines and see where the double shaded area is, okay? Let's do it. Throw this one right here. If you remember from the last one, this is the easier one when it's just X plus Y. When you plug in a 0, you're pretty much done, okay? So 0 for X, 0 plus Y is less than or equal to 12. So Y is less than or equal to 12. Plugging in 0 for Y, so X plus 0 is less than or equal to 12. X is less than or equal to 12. So you plug in a 0, you plug in the other 0. With one of your colors, you can plot these points. 12 on Y, 12 on X. And you tell me, solid or dashed, above or below? Solid because it's underlined. Below because it's less than. Very good. So a solid line shaded below. Let's do it. And again, this is with one of your colors. Make it look nice. Not perfect, but it's nice. Okay. And then you can get your other inequality going. So here we go. I'm going to rewrite it. 10x plus 5y is greater than or equal to 75. I'm going to plug in 0 for x. So 10 times 0 plus 5y is greater than or equal to 75. That 10 times 0 cancels out. And so now I just have 5y. How do I get rid of a 5 in front of y? Divide. What is 75 divided by 5? It is 15. Yeehaw. And now we'll do the other one. Instead of plugging in 0 for x, let's plug in 0 for y. So 10x plus 5 times 0 is greater than or equal to 75. Five times 0 cancels out. And I'm going to... So I have a 10x greater than or equal to 75. How do I get rid of that 10? Divide. Now this is where some people might get stuck, but it's okay. 75 divided by 10, it is not a whole number. It's what? 7.5. You might get 15 over 2, but control enter, 7.5. So x is greater than or equal to 7.5. With your other color, can you put 15 on Y and then 7.5 for X? So halfway between 7 and 8 for X. Now looking at that inequality, solid or shaded, sorry, solid or dashed above or below, what do you think? Solid because it's underlined. Greater than means you're going to shade above, okay? Go ahead and make yourself a solid line. What? Ooh, we're not done. Yeah, so shade, again, greater than, above, so all this is kind of cool up here, but the main thing is going to be down here. This is the double shaded area. It's below my red line and it's above my blue line. Double shaded. Now, here's the question. If Sarah works 4 hours as a tutor, tutor's on the x-axis, 4 for my x, and 5 for babysitting for my y, does she make enough money for the week? Is she in the double shaded area? So let's go ahead and 4 on the x, 5 on the y is right here. Is that in the double shaded area? Now, unless I graphed wrong, that looks like it's below the blue line in the single shaded area. So no, not in the double shaded area. Let's extend this for like a second. What is in the double shaded area? Who can give me hours for tutoring and babysitting that works? Okay, so 9 babysitting could work. What would the tutoring have to be? Wait, sorry, my bad. 9. Start over. What'd you say? Okay, but so 9 on the what axis? The x-axis is tutoring. So 9 tutoring works, and then what's the babysitting? How do you spell babysitting? No, babysitting. 3 could work. It might be on the line, which is not wrong. Let's say 2 hours babysitting. Okay, 9 hours tutoring, 2 hours babysitting is for sure like in the double shaded area. Okay, now if you want to do the backside for fun, have fun. But I'm going to pass out the review. I want you to start it today. That way tomorrow, when you're finishing it up with the key, with the answers, video, whatever, you'll be hopefully ready. You have to review for your test. I'm telling you, these are the biggest grades, and when you don't review, it shows. Okay, so let's get started.